Shouldn't we do better?
Yes.
And I know we love hanging out with you guys because you guys are awesome, but isn't it more funny if we're all making money and hanging out together? Right? We're not here for a charity. You can go to church for that if you want to. Here, we want you to win in business. I want you to do well. I want you to make money. I want you to kick my butt. Is that okay? And it all starts with our own personal, the gift of consistency of activity, the gift of consistency of showing up, the gift of consistency of your attitude. And I think they're all tied together, because if you're not doing the activity, your attitude's bad. If you're not showing up, your activity's bad, right? And you're stinking thinking. If you don't have guests, is all this kind of tied all together? Yeah. So the biggest gift you can give your team is consistency. The next thing I'm going to talk to you about really, and here's why. Here's what I do know on the consistency thing. Check this out. You realize we're going into one of the biggest boom times in prepaid legal's history. And I'll just share with you a couple of stats. Obviously, we got an email out today if anyone saw it. It says MidOcean does not own us yet. We're not there yet, right? They're just being prepaid legal's being very cool because they want this to go down. Does that make sense? So most of the time when there's a merger and acquisition, before it's done, nobody lets anybody talk to anybody. Do you get that? Here, they want this to be as smooth as possible because prepaid legal, Harlan Stone Severage, you know that he loves you?
Yes.
And he doesn't want anything bad to ever happen to you. And so what happens is some people are going to sit around and watch what's going to happen, and some people are going to make stuff happen. And if you're going to be one of the ones going to sit around and watch what happens, it's going to look like you were standing still. Do you know, I've had people that have said things, stupid things like, this is scary times in prepaid legal. I'm like, do you know what scary times in prepaid legal is? Being a publicly held company that has the opportunity where a legitimate offer comes by and we could get bought by like a financial institution that's just going to put us on a shelf and offer us at the bank as a bank teller who's not sympathetic to network marketing, and now there's no more associates. That's what's scary. And that was a real possibility before we courted MidOcean Partners. And how MidOcean Partners found us was that one of the executive's son was in New Jersey. He paid $15 a month for a membership and didn't tell his dad. He got a speeding ticket. The speeding ticket did not show up on the record. So did not show up. The dad's paying the auto insurance. And he says to him, well, got my bill for the auto insurance. I thought you said you got a ticket. What happened to it? He said, I had this prepaid legal thing. I was paying $15 a month because that's how much it cost in New Jersey. And he said, and they got me my ticket. He's like, what are you talking about? I've never even heard of this thing. So he Googles it. And what does he find? Negative press. You know what happens when you're a publicly traded company? You have short sellers. So what's scary is where we were before. Imagine Googling this and all you're going to see is crap because you have short sellers out there that are actually banking that your stock's going to do worse. So they're out there on purpose trying to rip you apart. So this is what I'm saying. That's scary to me. This is not scary to me. What they found was they went out and met with all the law firms and found out that they're partnering with the best of the best law firms. That prepaid legal, quote unquote, was the best kept secret in North America. And there's only so far certain people can take a company. Would you agree a sharecropper's son has taken this company hecka far? Hecka far. Incredibly far. But there's only so far that you can take a company when you don't know what you don't know. We were talking about this too. We don't have a marketing department. We don't have a PR department. We're just not there yet. And so we're so incredibly blessed to be able to partner up come July with MidOcean Partners for $650 million. They're a $3 billion company. They just spent almost a quarter of their entire gross revenue to work with prepaid legal exclusively. And you wouldn't do that if you didn't want to spend a lot of time and a lot of energy taking it all the way to the top. You're not going to spend $650 million on a company and let it sit there. You out of your mind? So think about who we just partnered with. This company, I told you guys this at the briefing, took LA Fitness to #1 in Great Britain. It took Jenny Craig in the United States to a household name. And I just heard that not only did they take Avon to a 50% market penetration in Europe, here's what they did. They took, and I told you guys this at the luncheon, that they took every single tube of lipstick sold in Europe, 75% of it came out of Avon.
Wow.
So, and it's lipstick, guys. Hello. And you want to put them, they also worked with Gillette and some other really high profile companies, but you want to put them, a marketing team like this, in a company where it's already figured everything out, where we just need to get the word out, a company where it's something everybody can afford, everybody needs. They just don't know it exists. And our whole goal and mission in Prepaid Legal is taking people from not knowing to knowing. That's our job. We take you from not knowing to knowing, and what you do with that information is what you do with that information. My job is done. But here's what I do know is, and I told you this in our briefings, in the next 3 to 4 to 5 years, when we get the word out, all you're going to have to be in the right place at the right time, but you can't be the best kept secret in your whole family. You can't be the undercover prepaid legal associate. Because they're going to start getting it in droves, and if they don't know you're the prepaid legal person, because you're in the closet with your business, when they're ready to get it, because this is what happens, a product goes from literally being sold to being bought, and they don't know you're in business, they're going to buy it from me. Sorry. So you want to right now be recruiting on a recruiting frenzy. You want to have more guests than you've ever had at any business briefing, because here's what I do know for a fact. Every single one of us, even people like myself that are traveling the country, talking to as many people. I mean, you saw me today, Chad, you're ready to hurt me. I'm blazing the phones the entire time we're together. Brand new people, old people, setting up PBRs. I'm blazing the phones because here's what I do know. I think I'm working at full throttle, I really do. But I'm still gonna wish in 4 or 5 years from now, after this whole thing shakes out, I'm gonna wish I worked harder. I'm gonna wish I got up earlier. I'm gonna wish I stayed up later. And those of you who are not working at full throttle and you know who you are, you just gave yourself a grade on the 10 core. You just gave yourself a grade on how many people you invited out this week to the briefing. You don't want to be one of those people that said, man, I was there. I could have, I should have, but I just watched. That's going to be a fate worse than death. That you're here right now before the masses know it. You're here right now before anyone else is going to be involved. And in the next handful of years, every single person is going to know about prepaid legal. How excited are you going to be if you're not participating in this revolution? And so all of us need to recommit, refocus, and sacrifice. And so what that leads me to on my list here is talking to you about sacrifice. People all the time say to me, well, you've sacrificed a lot. But would you want to have the lifestyle we have now and be willing to make the sacrifices we made then? I know for a fact that you're going to sacrifice now or you're going to sacrifice later. You're either going to have the pain now of doing it now or the pain of regret later. How many people know the pain of regret is way more painful than the pain of being outside your comfort zone and talking to people you don't know or people you're afraid to talk to? We have access to people today that we never had access to before, ever. The quality of candidates that we have right now to be able to talk to has never been better. And so we need to quit being afraid, quit doing this thing halfway, quit complaining because you can make excuses or you can make money but you cannot make both, and get going. Get off our fannies and get going. And here's what I want to show you. Go ahead and hit this real quick. Here's just what I want to show you. I think a lot of people show a slideshow of what's going on with them, and they show it, seriously, for like years and years and years. Do you see what I'm saying? They're like their whole prepaid legal career, here's what I've done. I'm just going to show you, I work hard and I play hard. And this is just in the last 12 months, so not anything more than 12 months. And I just want to share that with you specifically. So you click one. We just adopted our second doggy, because we have time for that. Click. We're able to now do Habitat for Humanity. Go spend whole days building a house. This was just, when was this? November? In November, because we have the time now to do that. This is a bunch of our executives from our event. My husband and I are, my husband is, he's a big San Francisco Giants fan. I'm a big Grateful Dead fan, right? So how cool to Marriage the Boast, they had Jerry Garcia Day at the ballpark. We were able to go and get our bobblehead. We got to check out Bob Weir was playing. It was just so cool, right? My husband, he plays music. When I was working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, you want to talk about a sacrifice? A sacrifice, I couldn't go to his gigs because I had to get up super early, so I couldn't go to his gigs. Now I can go to all of his gigs. We went to Catalina after the Huntington Beach trip that we won, and I remember we had gone there and I'd sold my business too soon and we were really broke. And we stayed in Catalina, leveraging the trip. We always kind of leverage the trip and do something else. And we saw this woman, she's an original artist. In fact, she did artwork for the Pope. And we loved her stuff, and we said, someday when we have money, we're going to get one of her paintings. And it has the light in the painting, so like you can turn the lights up and down, and it looks like the sun is really setting. So we got one of her hand-touched up original art pieces. We throw killer parties, don't we? I mean, we throw killer parties. My husband's a DJ part-time, so this is one of our holiday parties where we're just sort of goofing off and having fun. We do wine tasting tours. There's Lorna Rasmussen you guys had last time here. We invited some top execs to go and hang out with us at wine tasting. In fact, next week when we get back, a week from Friday, we're doing a limo contest. So I'll have new pictures of all of us on a limousine ride running through the town. It'll be a blast. This was us. We went miniature golfing with Katrina Ferguson and some of all the top income earners. We did a ropes course. Do you see the guy over here in the corner where he's up on the ropes course? It was so stinking scary. It was so scary. But I figured, shoot, if I can do that, I can do anything in prepaid legal. Would you agree? Most people live in their towns and they never, ever, ever take advantage of anything going on in it. They live there, but they don't do anything with it. And so whenever I go anywhere, I make sure I do something. So that's in Sacramento. We went and visited the governor's mansion, right? This is at Chris Ward lives in Monterey. This is at Tehama. Am I saying that right? At Tehama, we went out and visited. This is I should let you tell it. Clint Eastwood's big, huge ranch where your brother works and all that stuff. So you got to recruit people in cool places. That's for dang sure, right? You can go to cool places and it's a tax write-off. This is a Tuesday. I convinced my husband to take a Tuesday off. We got in the convertible, threw the 2 dogs in the car, and went down to the beach because I did a briefing that night. So we went and did we prospected the whole way. We ate lunch outside on the beach, drove down with the convertible, had a great time, did the presentation, came back. I love going. I got a team in LA, so again, have people in cool places. That's Cinco de Mayo with Jermaine Johnson and Abe Abdul-Hadi. We just grooving out, having fun at Cinco de Mayo. Went back again with Chris Ward. I gotta tell you, Jermaine Johnson's a stinking LA rock star. Check this one out. He bought this killer car. This is their LA, they call it La La because LA for La La because those people are crazy down there. But this is their parking garage. You can see the red carpet right there on the red velvet ropes. That's their parking garage. That's for the high rollers. You can pull up there and they valet it, and it's insane, okay? And so they left his car on deck. He's got the fanciest car ever. So we left the car on, he calls it on deck. When we came back, the guy who gave us the keys to the car was saying, oh, dude, TMZ was trying to slip me a $100 bill to figure out whose car this was because they were convinced it was some rock star or some, but how cool. Just to go have a team in LA is just sweet. My mom had her birthday in November, and so I took her up to Gualala, which is in Mendocino, and our friends run the art center up there. This was just in November, just to go goof off. We rented this house in Solvang to go wine tasting. This house was like, it's insane. It's like 6,500 square feet. That was the swimming pool overlooking all of the wineries in middle of the state, right there by the beach. Absolutely, positively incredible. We were there for about a week. Went to Palm Springs. There's a bunch of buddies there hanging out in a suite. The suite was sweet. We went to San Diego now twice in the last 12 months. We went to, where's that little island called? What is it? Coronado. We took this little bus thing, went to Coronado. We went to the old town. We just went again and went to the San Diego Zoo. That's a hippo there. How cool is that? We got to go see Mr. Stonecipher on that trip. I can't even look at Mr. Stonecipher without crying. I'm like so forever grateful that I have my life back because of the vision that he had. Just January, was able to go to Oregon for a couple of days and visit my mom. We always wanted to go take that little tram, so we took the little tram. This was just the other day, on Tuesday, came out here, went snowmobiling. I never did that before. How cool is that? And some of y'all live here and never been snowmobiling, right? This was just today with your twin brother, flying over, making me sick a little bit, especially because he would do these touch and go things, and I was like, oh, if we do one more of those, I'm gonna have issues. And Chad was like, I'm so glad my tie was tied so tight because it could help with the gag reflex. And we saw your house, we saw your house. He was like, look at that. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can, But that was a huge plane, totally fun. Just from today, to be able to train on stage in front of a lot of people, that's always scary. Goof with Jeff Olson. We did our first team event in Vegas. That was really fun. To have your whole comedy show, Prepaid Legal Loves Kai Deering. I mean, that's insane. In Vegas, you get your own comedy show. That's psycho. We also rented cabanas. That was the coolest thing ever. In Vegas, It's total rock star style in July. It was crazy. We had